Hello humans, Allison and Toni here, your favorite HR partners. This week we are coming to you with our final episode in our PTO series, and we are going to be talking about what is unlimited PTO.
Right. So whether it's unlimited vacation, unlimited sick, unlimited paid time off, what is it?
This isn't real, right?
It's
not real.
I was just going to say, we get this question, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So there's upsides, right? And there's downsides, just like everything else to these particular things. So unlimited PTO is exactly as it sounds.
I can take as much time as I want, when I want,
As much
how I want.
Yeah, as much time or as less time, right?
Yeah.
So we have helped draft a lot of unlimited PTO policies, and there's a lot of things to think about when you're deciding to go unlimited. We have seen some companies want to go unlimited because when it's unlimited, you don't have to track it, right? You don't have to watch accruals. You don't have to watch a bank go up and down. Your culture is your employees use the time when they feel like they need to use the time. You don't have to worry about paid time out at the end of a termination. If you're a state that requires it, you don't have to worry about most state mandates because when you're offering something way greater, you're already meeting the requirements that the state is requiring. So unlimited paid time off, use it. Use it whenever you want.
One of the first things we like to recommend to clients is if they're thinking about this, is think about your industry and your culture and really kind of what the dynamics and demographics of your employees are.
Yeah.
A lot of times we see this in professions like law firms, tech companies. So you have individuals that are working excessive hours consistently, and they're not taking a lot of time. They're not the professions that are taking time. I would not encourage this if you're a blue-collar company and you have hourly employees in the trades.
Yeah.
This is not the policy that you should be offering, most likely.
It's difficult if you have that, right? Because oftentimes those bodies have to be on site to do a job. It's not something that they could do remotely if something happens sick or they need to be out or they need to jump on something real quick. So if you have a small company and everyone's using their unlimited time, which you still have a policy that says they have to request it and get it approved, it can create scheduling issues. So that's the biggest piece. We don't want to say, hey, the small blue collars don't get the same great benefits, but it just creates a little bit more conflict with scheduling and the culture and the industry that you're in. So it is important to pay attention to the culture and the industry that you're in. Absolutely.
Yeah. And as Toni pointed out, you do still want to make sure that you have a process. So just because it's an unlimited time off doesn't mean I can just stop showing up to work. So it is usually a requirement. Sometimes there are unlimited time off, but maybe there's a stipulation on the amount of consecutive days. Or maybe there's a must be requested at least a month in advance, or can't have, back-to-back weeks. Or it might even be that, just because you're putting in a request and I have an unlimited policy doesn't mean I have to approve it.
Yeah.
So let's say 3 other people in your department have already requested that week off. It doesn't mean it's a guarantee of approval, which a lot of clients come to us and the second we say unlimited PTO, they're like, I can't have people just not showing up. That's not an unlimited time off. Unlimited time is really meant for those companies where you have most people not even using the amount of time that they're allowed anyways.
Yeah.
Now that does bring up a good risk that you want to make sure you're addressing, which is statistically unlimited PTO policies, people tend to take less time than if they had a defined number. So this is where you might want to implement that mandatory vacation.
Yeah.
So a mandatory amount must be taken. We have an unlimited policy, but you are required to take X number of consecutive days during the year.
Yeah.
We commonly see those two paired together.
Yeah, absolutely. We see, and that might look like, we've seen a couple of companies who build that in and they'll say, January of every year, everybody claim their week, whatever week it's going to be. Tell us what week, your first week that you'd have and your second choice. And that way they schedule it in so you already know ahead of time where you're going to be. You guarantee that you're going to have your week off. The other thing to pay attention to when you're having unlimited time, and I get this question a lot, is, okay, well, now I have an employee who's gone out on a leave of absence. They're out 12 weeks. Maybe you're in a state that offers 26 weeks paid. So there is certain requirements depending on the state, if the state has paid leave on its own level. But you can build in certain things, as Allison said. So you can say, it's a unlimited PTO or vacation or whatever you're calling it, time off, but there is a stipulation that it can only cover for 30 consecutive days if it's, if you go out on a leave of absence. So you're still giving a really good benefit, but you're at the same time, your liability has kind of shrunken down if I'm out for 12 weeks, because that wouldn't necessarily be something that you would be able to cover financially maybe, or have a person out on leave if you're not required to cover under FMLA. So you have the
mitigating
right to be doing
risk.
that. Absolutely.
Mitigating that risk.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Don't forget, as always, to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so your friends can be as smart as you are.